Hello, everyone. Welcome back to OpenLine. We're talking about the state of democracy in Tennessee. A new poll out just today says that a small majority, 51%, believe that January 6th was a legitimate form of political discourse rather than an insurrection. So 51% believe that. 49% believe it was an insurrection. Now that's within the margin of error. Then another question that was asked in this poll that was put out by the Tennessee Democracy Forum, which is going to be hosting bipartisan discussions about democracy in our state. Do you believe Joe Biden won the 2020 presidential election? We have with us Emily Eichenthal, and she is with the Tennessee Democracy Forum. And now go over that one for us. You asked this question, again, to Republicans, Democrats, 1,000 people all across the state. A legitimate polling company. What did you find out when you asked, do people believe Joe Biden won the election?
Yeah, so like you said, we found that 46% of Tennesseans said that Joe Biden won the election. 44% said Donald Trump, and 11% said that they weren't sure who won the election. The way that we see it break down, women were more likely to say that President Biden had won the election than men. So women, 49% said that, compared to men. 42% of men in Tennessee said that President Biden won the election. Among older Tennesseans, they were more likely to say that President Trump won the election, half, 50%, whereas we see that younger voters, so that 18 to 34-year-old range, were more likely to believe that President Biden won, but again, by slim margin, so 52%. Among white voters, 50% responded that President Trump was the winner. A large majority of black voters, 83%, said that Joe Biden won. And I think not surprised, 97% of people who voted for Joe Biden in 2020 said that he won, compared to 76% of Trump voters who said that Donald Trump was the winner. And similar to what we saw on the insurrection numbers, we see this divide again geographically. So urban voters, 76%, and suburban voters, 53%, said that President Biden had won, compared to 32% of rural voters.
So you see these numbers. What are your thoughts? Were you surprised, and what do you think it means?
Again, I don't know that surprised is the right word. It means that we need to be having more conversations about democracy. It means that we need to get on the same field for our facts. You know, there's the classic quote, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, just not their own facts. And it seems like we're operating by a different playbook right now.
And is there any precedent for this in history, where when people operate with different facts, bad things happen? Or is this a unique time in our history where people can watch just the news that presents the facts they like and can believe what they want to believe and find something to reinforce what they want to believe? I guess, is there any precedent for this in history and where we are right now?
Honestly, I don't know. I can't answer from a historian standpoint. What I can tell you is that I can tell you what the facts are. I can tell you that 2020 was a free and fair election, that it was adjudicated in the courts, it was certified by secretaries of states of both parties. I don't know if there's a historical precedent for something like this. I don't think there is.
And why? What is your opinion, or the Tennessee Democracy Forum's opinion, about why, if those are the facts, and they are the facts, that so many people don't see those facts? Why are we so divided, in your opinion?
I think a big thing is that we're not having these conversations, that we're not engaging with people, that it's a lot easier to talk to people who agree with you than people who disagree with you. And we're finding ourselves in these echo chambers, and the work that we're doing in Tennessee is designed to break those. It's designed to, I was talking to someone the other day and I was like, don't just sign up for the forum yourself, but invite your uncle or your cousin who disagrees with you on everything to join, because we're not going to go anywhere if we don't have these conversations.
And I hope that they work. I mean, as polarized as we are, how do you break through that noise and really reach both sides when we're this polarized? These conversations, they sound great, and I hope they work. But are you concerned that we're at a point where people are just going to tune out what they don't want to hear?
Look, we're not expecting to get all 44% of people who said that Donald Trump is the president of the United States to agree with the facts of the election. But the reality is that there are Tennesseans who are willing to have these conversations and are willing to engage. They just need to be invited to the table. So that's what we're doing. We're inviting them to have these conversations.
How critical a time is this in our history, in your opinion? The fact that the Tennessee Democracy Forum is up and operational, and again, having these discussions shows that this is important. But how critical a time in our history do you feel like this is?
I feel like it's incredibly important. I mean, I don't know a time when our country has been so divided on such a fundamental thing, not of an issue, but of these questions, of these principles of democracy. It's not what people think about a political issue. It's not left or right. It's, did my vote count? Was this a free and fair election? Is political violence okay? I mean, these are fundamental things. These are foundational things. And, I'm not going to say that our country has always been perfect. We're always striving to be a more perfect union. But, I mean, you have these great historians who are saying that this is different. We are one of the oldest democracies in the world, but it's not a given. It's not like we've survived this long, we get to keep going. We have to keep working. Like I said earlier, it's a participatory sport. We've got to get people involved to stay strong.
Absolutely. All right, well, that's well said. All right, there's some other things. There's another poll that we can talk about, but I really now want to just open it up to the callers. This kind of sets the stage. So you heard the questions. Was January 6th a legitimate form of political discourse rather than an insurrection? What are your thoughts? Did Joe Biden win the presidential election? What are your thoughts? You hear what this poll indicated and where the majority of Tennesseans are in both cases. But I'd love to hear from you and hear your thoughts. So there's the number, 615-737-PLUS, 615-737-7587. We'll take a break, come back, continue our discussion right after this.